Hi guys, I'm on my way up to my permission. It's Saturday afternoon. I've chosen now because although it looks like it may rain, there is literally no wind. So much to my wife's disgust, I'm nipping up here for an hour or two to try and get scoped in with the CZ455 and with the Sightmark Wraith. The other night when I went shooting with it, I was able to get a couple of bunnies, but I wasn't happy with the accuracy. So as we've got no wind and it's nice and light, I'm on my way up here now to basically sight her in, make sure it's all good, and then I'm coming back up this evening. I've got my two-man hide, which I'm going to set up. Hopefully there's enough light for me to do a video on it for you, just so you can see what that looks like. And I've got myself this table, which I discovered the other night purely by chance, actually fits inside the two-man hide. So hopefully I can have that set up and give you an idea what that's like as well as obviously getting some bunnies. I'll see you soon. So this is me just making sure the gun's on nice and square. I made sure I was set up at 55 yards at this point, and then my intention was just to try quickly to go up to time 16 just to see if there were any sort of impact point shifts. I think as you'll see it worked out pretty well. Obviously I'm not the world's best shot, but overall I was quite pleased with the results. So you can see here I was actually aiming for the line just above the red dot. 2 shots on it at 16. I was fairly pleased. Okay guys, so I've been here a little while. I've had a few shots at target, which is basically over there. I'll just stop him for a little while because 2 horses have wandered over. They've got a little bit interested in what I'm up to. They'll get bored in a second and walk away, which means I can return. They are the other side of this fence, so it's not like they're in my line of fire, but I think it's best just to let them get bored and walk off. And quick note to self, if you leave the speed indicator plugged into the audio jack on the phone, it will stop any voice recording while you do the video. So there you go. I have done a wind test. It's basically 0 and occasionally goes up to about 3 kilometers an hour. So it's virtually no wind, which is fantastic for scoping in. While we're waiting for the horses to walk off, I will quickly show you this table. It works really well with my bucket. It's just about the right height. I got it from the range. It's called a hobby table. It's quite lightweight and it packs down to flat, which means you can carry it rather than carrying your shooting sticks. This is the one I'm going to try and fit inside my hide tonight when we go bunny bashing. So you can see here that the CZ455 with the Wraith on top really is an accurate little rifle. When I take the time and slow myself down, I can get quite nice little groups from it. Okay, I'm reasonably happy with the scope being in now. I was getting sort of half-inch groups at 50 yards, so I've just moved back to 55 meters, I beg your pardon. And what I'm going to do now is work my way forward in 10-meter increments back towards the target to see what sort of drop off or hold over or hold under I get, to try and work out if 50 is okay for me to use for as one sort of 0 from, if you're effectively 20 all the way through to 50. Let's see how we go. So to save you having to watch me shoot at the various distances, I'm just showing you the 40 yard distance, and then in a second I can show you the results cards. You haven't got to watch me just shoot loads of bullets for nothing. Okay, so here's the results. So I started at 55 metres, so that's my drop. Then I went, obviously jumped 50 because I scoped at 50, down to 45. So they're going slightly high, 40, slightly high. Then I went to 35, still slightly high. Then that's 30. Then I went to 25, which is pretty much bang on. And then I went to 20. So you can see from the line down, they're all really within just over a finger, I suppose. If you imagine that's about an inch, they're about an inch group, under an inch for the lot. So I guess when they say you can shoot, if you scope at 50, you can shoot anywhere 20 to 50. I guess that's kind of truthful, because if that was a rabbit's head, it would definitely do the business. So this was the last bit of my day. I just wanted to make sure that at times I didn't get any point of impact shift, and make sure the gun was still on. And then I headed home for some tea, and I'll just give you a quick explanation of the torch and rangefinder setup ready for this evening's shoot. Cheers guys. Okay, so I've been experimenting with ways of putting my rangefinder and my torch on top of my Sightmark Wraith. It's not a particularly difficult thing to do because the Wraith comes with a Picatinny rail on top, but what I wanted was something that was easily removable, and kept the equipment on top of the gun as low as possible, so that you don't have, obviously the higher up you go, the more weight transfer you get when you're trying to keep the rifle straight. So what I've come up with is this. So I've used a Picatinny quick release. I've got another Picatinny release onto a torch holder that's sort of at 45 degrees. And then I've used I don't know if you can see, I've used a scope mount with a Picatinny on it, which I've wrapped around the torch. It's got one of those, the smaller size scope ring to the larger size scope ring plastic inserts that came with the rings, so basically they can clamp down onto the torch and keep it nice and solid, and then it allows the rangefinder to sit, admittedly sideways, but I think it should work. So we'll give it a try tonight and see how we get on, and I'll show you the footage after this. So with the quick release, I can just quickly release it, take the whole thing off when I arrive for shooting. Bearing in mind this is one-handed because I'm holding the camera. I can just whack it on, keep the cable out of the way, and I can do up the quick release and she's in place. So this is my idea, and I'm hoping that what it will do is it will keep the weight more central, while allowing me to have the nice big 50mm optic fire IR torch on it, but allow me also to keep the rangefinder on, which I just find invaluable with 2.2 obviously, because you've got such a large arc of trajectory. Hopefully I think this is going to work.